Let's do the level-headed approach, non-emotional. Let's see if we can do that. I think if we start off that way, we'll get a more clear understanding. Obviously, things will change as time goes on because processing this quickly is hard. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the CrossFit All Hands meeting. The 600 of you that are tuning in live, the 540 affiliates, and the 60 people working at CrossFit HQ. Welcome to Sevan Podcast. Josh Honeycutt here with us, New Species CrossFit, Matthew Souza. In all transparency, I do have a relationship with CrossFit. I worked there for 15 years, maybe longer. And at a very senior position, there are people there that I am in contact with. I have a healthy relationship with what I believe, my opinion, with Dave Castro, Don Fall, to name a couple of people at the top, and then several people throughout the company. I say that to you in full disclosure so that you know that I'm not interested in burning those relationships, so you know where I'm coming from. As I scour the internet in the past 2 hours since the announcement has been made, I'm seeing tons and tons of propaganda. I will not give you propaganda, but I will bite my tongue occasionally where I might otherwise express my opinion, because I do want to stay in the good graces with CrossFit HQ. So I want to really be clear about that in my in my approach to you. It's the same thing that I'm guessing Josh Honeycutt, owner of New Species CrossFit, would also say. On one hand, like, you don't want to get so mad at the mothership, not that he is concerned about damaging the relationship, but you don't want to shit where you eat. You don't want to damage the mothership that's part of these you don't want the octopus throwing rocks at the fucking head. We don't want that. Matthew Souza, 10-year affiliate, CrossFit Livermore in California. Josh, you're in Detroit?
We're right outside of Detroit in Royal Oak, Michigan.
Okay. So someone in the middle of the United States and someone on the West Coast of the United States. Most of this discussion will be stuff that we will either show you or read to you, and then we'll hear we'll get sort of Josh's and Matt's response. But first, I just want to, if you could walk me through, Josh, first of all, did you have any idea that this was coming?
Not until a couple of homies started texting me today about it. Absolutely. Okay. I mean, I could see it coming. I didn't know if they would jump off on, because grandfathering's always been a part of it. So I didn't know I didn't know how they would do it. I didn't know if they're like, hey, we're adding 500 to everyone's, or if they were just going to take everyone up to a hard number. But my previous affiliate fee was $2K a year. So it's like a 125% jump for me, so it's like.
Let me throw this out there really quick. So Josh already pointed one thing. Some of the propaganda that I've been seeing is, hey, if you didn't see this coming, you're a fucking idiot. Basically, I want to tell you, those people who are saying that's propaganda. That's bullying. That's to make you feel bad. If you're an affiliate, you should have your head down and you should be coaching. You should not be wondering about what the fucking mothership is doing. That should not be your concern. It should be a trust. And so as soon as you see 100%. Something like that, please know that that's propaganda. Anyone who's saying like you should have seen this was coming, or they have any presuppositions that are kind of putting it off on you. It's not on you. You didn't make this decision. Okay, go ahead, Josh.
Honestly, I wouldn't have seen it if someone hadn't spoken to me about it. And when I was working with CrossFit as an affiliate rep, there were a lot of people that were like, what even after when the whole thing popped off with Greg, like there were so many affiliates that were like, what happened? It's because they're doing exactly what you just said, Sevan. We're like, I teach all 10 of my classes on Monday. I don't have time to check my email. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what we're doing. We're out here doing the work that we're just supposed to be doing. And that's always worked out for us in the past. But now there seems to be a lot more many more moving parts behind the curtain.
13,000 gyms, at least 6 continents, affiliate fees normally in the park range of $500 to $3,000 a year for everyone worldwide. Notice went out today that affiliate fees will be going up from $3,000 a year to $4,500 a year for most affiliates. The countries that I don't know that are, I guess, that have dirt runways will have different prices than the ones that have concrete runways. Is it in my opinion, is it a big deal that CrossFit HQ wants to make more money? No, I'm glad they want to make more money. Leadership from the top, make more money. Let's everyone make more money. I don't have an issue if the affiliate price raise were $1,500 in a vacuum. More to be added to that later. Souza, you are on the pulse because of this podcast.
Yeah,
you did know. We've been hearing about it for 6 months, right? You did know.
We've been hearing rumblings here, rumors here and there. So like I was aware of it. Yeah. Coming down the pipeline. And we knew they had to do something at some point to increase revenue, right? We didn't know what it was, speculation of like franchising, like there's all these different theories out there. And I think at the back of our minds, we all knew, just like as affiliate owners, well, there's one way to do it. We just increase the price of the people who are currently buying from us.
Judy Reed, Canada, $6,500. Good point, Judy. So the money that I'm talking about, the 4,500 from 3,000 to 4,500 is greenbacks, American money, right? The US dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Neely, not an affiliate owner, ride or die CrossFit, and here it comes, but the 4,500, this may sink quite a few boxes. Your immediate reaction, Josh, as you read this 4-page email that came out, what did you think? How long have you been your affiliate?
Well, this is our Sweet 16 this year.
Okay, 16 years.
16 years. So I'm probably one of the few affiliate owners that, according to every counseling firm out there, is stupid enough to grandfather their members. So all my members, I have 3 different rates basically, because I've raised membership twice over the years. We're still the least expensive box in town, to my knowledge. So I'm attached to that, and I fight for it, and I advocate for it. So for me, being as loyalty based as I am, like it feels a little bit like a slap in the face, but more if I take the emotion out of it, it's corporate now, bro. It's corporate. Corporate has one job: to make more money than they did last year. It's the reason I got out of the YMCA fitness director gig, because they got too corporate on me. I did 185% of budget one year. The next year they're like, all right, well, let's do 187, and so all my bonus potential disappeared, et cetera, but it doesn't matter. This is what gets me. So I was doing a little quick, stupid, hillbilly, hood rat math today, all right? Let's say there's only 10,000 affiliates in the world. Let's say the mean is 2,000. All right, that's 20 million a year. I checked with Siri to make sure my math was right. All right, that's 20 million a year. What the fuck are they? What more do they need to run with? How big is the office staff? Like, but the thing is, when it's corporate, that won't 20 mil won't be enough. 21 won't be enough. It's always got to be more and more and more. And then they'll sell it to somebody, and then they'll want it to be more and more and more. That's how corporate operates. I don't know if that's exactly the path we're going to follow, but it's eerily similar to some shit I've experienced in the past in the fitness world.
They own it. Someone owns it.
Somebody does.
And they have the prerogative to do whatever the fuck they want. It's theirs. You're on their train. So, Susan, 1 second before you jump in here. So, Josh, I'm projecting on you that it's okay that HQ makes more money, but are you really not okay with that?
No, I want them to make more money. I want them to add more affiliates. I want them to keep reaching out and find more places that need more affiliates, so we can get these lifeboats everywhere. Not charge more per square foot of the boxes that exist. What somebody did and figured out how much the mean income for most box owners was, and I think it was like 34 to 36,000 or something. 4,500 is a big chunk of that, dude. Like, it is, like, percentage wise. We are very, very blessed. I'm very, very fortunate. We have a great location, and we've been a very successful box, I think most would consider, and I give forces bigger than me credit for that. But I don't think we're the norm. We can absorb that. We can do this or do that or whatever and figure it out. It's not going to sink us. And CrossFit is so valuable. If there was a word that was that fucking cool that really said it all like CrossFit does, but Greg's so fucking smart. He nailed it, knocked it out of the park the first time. So there's so much value in the term CrossFit, but there are going to be some of those affiliate owners that are doing the 34 to 36K a year that might be too much of a bite for them.
Josh brings up more propaganda that I saw on the internet. I saw someone say, hey, it's not a big deal. You just have to change your budgeting. And when I hear change your budgeting, what I hear is like, oh, you wear clean underwear 7 days a week. All you got to do is just wear it 5 days a week. Not a problem. Just do the wash a little less. Souza, your thoughts immediate thoughts? Like as you saw this 4-page come down, the talk about how you need your L2 within a year, rates are going to go up. There's a $500 application fee for first-time affiliates on top of the $4,500. What was your immediate thought?
That CrossFit is choosing the type of customer they want. I think this is a filter. I think this might be a response to, hey, we need better quality coaching. We want to see operational standards across the board. And the best way to do that is just to increase the price. And the ones that maybe were operating to a certain standard or threshold that CrossFit wants now will fall off. Those ones won't be able to afford it. So I think it's just a question of, immediately that came to my mind was, hey, they're just picking their customer and choosing their customer with the first layer of price being the barrier to entry.
So you're saying, what you're saying is they don't want to sell generic shirts anymore. They want name brand shirts. They want to move to a different street. You're saying this kind of like fits in with what they want to be the Gucci of fitness. They're basically, they want to get rid of their Walmarts and they want to play their game.
Yeah, I mean, you're choosing, right?
Herd on purpose to get rid of the shit gyms, the small gyms.
They want a higher evaluation. I was talking to one man much smarter than me earlier, Craig, over at Diablo, and he's like, business wise, that now they get a few strong gyms and they base the eval on that. The evaluation of the company immediately goes way, way up. You know, when they have, oh, well, look, this gym is doing this much, this gym is doing this much, and they eliminate some of the ones that weren't doing as much. Now the evaluation of the company goes up, and now it's an easier sell.
Yeah, and I think when you're choosing customers, do you want the rich guy, or do you want the one who's looking for a discount?
I want the rich guy.
So does CrossFit.
Yeah. Okay. On Spin Show, there was a guy on there. I forget his name. He said he owns 5 gyms. And I think he agreed with you, Souza. He said that this is a way of making the gyms more professionalized and less hobbyist.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because all the people who are doing this, with a 9-to-5, with a lot of other full-time job obligations, it's basically going to raise the barrier to entry too much price-wise for them to pursue it.
Let me read you some DMs that I got. I never wanted to open. This is today when we put out a calling for messages from the community, from affiliate owners. This one says, I never wanted to open a gym. I wanted to open a CrossFit affiliate. It's a 6-year garage gym affiliate, and I cannot afford the rate increase. So unless some miracle happens, March of 2024, I will no longer be an affiliate. I hate that this has to happen. So you're saying that they're not dumb at HQ. They know that someone maybe ran some analysis. They're like, okay, we have 800 garage gyms. Those are toast.
Yep. And they're also balancing how many people are going to stay. What does that revenue increase look like versus how many people are going to leave when we lose that revenue altogether. Right. And the people that are paying like the $500 or the $1,000, they're not a significant impact on revenue. So if they leave, it's not going to be the hugest deal for them. Right. And for everybody else that stays, they'll mass it out. So I'm sure somebody in there, at least I hope, they did some sort of analysis where, hey, how many of these people are going to push out? Are they pushing out the right people? And then how many people are going to stay? What does that revenue increase look like for the ones that stay?
Why? I didn't run the numbers, but off the top of your head, there's 100 DMs that I read already, no hyperbole, that say this is a slap in the face to the OGs. That's not even the OGs, just anyone. I took it as just people who've had gyms for years. And obviously that's an emotional response and an entitled response. And I don't mean that in a negative or derogatory way. I would have that response also.
I feel the same way for sure.
Why not do what they did the last time? I think that when I was there, we increased affiliate fees. Why not grandfather everybody in? We know that there's a pretty high turnover rate, so we know that they're going to always get a lot of new gyms. Why not grandfather everyone in, be very nice to the base, then also give the next year for affiliates to come in at the 3,000 rate, so you have this flood of people apply to raise
Smart.
revenue, and then then jump it to $6,000. Because here's the thing, I think that the current gym owners will have an enormous toleration for affiliate fees going to $10,000 because it adds value to them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Instead of taking $1,500 to them, you're like, fuck, I got this thing. They'll think twice before de-affiliating now.
Mm-hmm.
Because shit,
Oh yeah,
back in that thing would be 10,000. Do you
100%.
start running the numbers just immediately? Do you see any problems with that? Anyone?
No, but I just also feel like logistically and the resources it might take to manage that isn't necessarily worth it. They might as well just rip the Band-Aid all off at one time and then tighten, organize their books. Because in terms of, and I don't have any internal knowledge of this, but if you have a bunch of different revenue streams and a bunch of different people, now we need individuals to manage all of those price hikes. We need individuals that are going to reach out to do that. So that's going to take more resources on my end to fulfill all those different levels of pricing, as opposed to me just saying, it's done. Here's the price. You're either in or you're out.
So my body does, like for us, for example, like I said, we've upped rates twice. I don't have to think about it. I couldn't tell you which one of my members are at the 150 rate unless I went and looked at it. So if there's some sort of pretty simply available software system to somewhat manage that, it's kind of easy, to be honest. So like like I said, I'm one of the big proponents for grandfathering. I learned what I needed to know about my feelings on this aspect of business from cell phone companies when I was in college. All right. They would always give the newest, hottest phones to new motherfuckers coming in. All right. Well, bitch, I've been paying you for 5 years. I want the newest, hottest phone at a discount too. You know, and almost every time I call up and fight for it, they give it to me. But that showed me right there that I was just always going to be the one that grandfathered. I have a personal training client still pays me $50 an hour. You know, our rates are almost 100 now.
If you do grandfather in, you don't accomplish what Souza was saying by getting rid of all the fucking just shitty mom and pop gyms out there that fucking are in 800 square feet that like have 40 clients and only teach 3 classes a day, and you get rid of all of them. And I use the word shitty. I'm being facetious, by the way. No one take that to heart. More propaganda. I will show you more propaganda. Be very careful how you see this. Sorry, Mike Halpin, that you have to get run over by the bus here. $125 a month for the ones that were already paying $3,000 a year. I understand what Mike Halpin's saying, but when you compare ounces to pounds, you're doing that to be manipulative. Let's be transparent about it. Let's be transparent about it. It's $3,000 a year, and to make up this $4,500, if you pick up one extra client in your box a year, it covers it. Quit being a pussy. You could say that. I get that. Just one extra client. It's cool, dude. Quit being a douche. Do you like the idea of maybe fewer boxes? Do you, Josh, you have a big, successful, high quality box. Do you like this idea that Souza's saying, where we get rid of some of the once again, I'm being a little facetious or hyperbole, the riffraff?
I have mixed feelings on it, but at my base, it comes down to, like, for me, I feel like bad CrossFit is better than no CrossFit. You know, and I feel like it's still getting the message out there. And it might be somebody too intimidated to walk in my box with skulls and dragons and fucking wolves on the wall. They might be more comfortable at a mom and pop shop. You know, it might just be friends in a neighborhood and they just loved CrossFit and what Greg had brought so much that they wanted to pay dues, you know, that they could have just done it on their own. So I think, I don't know, man. When we first opened, we were about one of 3 boxes in Metro Detroit. At one point, there were like 50. All right. In Metro Detroit. There was a bunch of us. There's a whole bunch of us. And now we're on the other side of that, where a lot of boxes are dying and it's less comfortable. Honestly, I liked having somebody to compete with down the street, or feel like I was a little bit competing with down the street. I liked talking about, you know, seeing all the other boxes show up at the comps and stuff. And some of these boxes we started with just aren't here anymore, you know? So the riffraff will take care of itself on a long enough timeline. It will, whether it's 2,000 or 4,500 or whatever, because I'll just get tired of working. Because this shit, ultimately, it becomes work, you know, because you got to really love some motherfuckers to get up every morning and keep doing it year after year after year. So it would take, I've seen it take care of itself without a hike in affiliate fees, I guess I could say.
13,000 gyms. Let's say each gym has 5 people with a mouth that they can't keep shut. That takes us to 65,000 people are going to have opinions on this subject. CrossFit HQ knew this basically rattles the hornet's nest. CrossFit HQ went up to the beehive. They know it, and I don't mean this in any negative way. They did something and they told all the bees to come, and all the bees have come out and been like, what the fuck? It's not an easy position, I'm sure, for Don Fall. He just got the new affiliate director, DeCoon's in, and now they're making this decision. Not an easy decision, but also all of you have a right to have an opinion. All of you who make money around this, and by no means should you hold your opinion back. And you should, if you give a shit, you should write an email, try to be as calm as you can and as factual as you can, and send it to them at HQ. Let them know what you want. Hey, this is tough for me. I'm giving you a hypothetical. This is don't plagiarize my shit. This is tough for me. I'm an OG. I'm offended because I want to be grandfathered in and I like that familial feel. But in the meantime, I'm going to stay with you. But I expect to see some results in 5 months. And basically, I plagiarize that from someone. Someone's like, hey, my fees aren't due for 5 months, but I'm going to be watching closely. Carlos Cueva, 10-year owner here. Congrats, brother. Trying not to make a rash emotional decision. Smart. Make it make sense, Sevan. People want to make money, brother. They bought it and they want to make money. Fuck, being rich is fun as shit. Calm me down. Not sure what to think. I mean, I survived the lockdown and was able to stay open. I am stubborn. Souza, do you have any words for Mr. Carlos?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all just kind of in the wait and see mode. But like the question is, you know, they've increased the barrier to entry in. And now is this a quality control play or is this actually a revenue play? That's kind of the question that we're going back and forth in a little bit, right? So
a revenue play or a quality of assurance move?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, it could be a little bit of both, but obviously they have to know that something like this is going to create a big media storm. There's going to be a lot of angry people, a lot of emotional reaction to it. So the sequencing of everything is something that I'm concerned about because we have
timing has always sucked,
the Cocoon stuff, which the new CMO. So you're already shaking a little bit of faith there, especially with your base, your OG crowd, let's call it. And then to come right on the back end of that with the affiliate hike, I would say they definitely should have been more thoughtful about the sequence of that. But again, I don't think it's I don't know do you think it'll make a change in revenue? Look, if you have 2,000 gyms that aren't going to be able to make the quota financially, you have another 2,000 gyms that are pissed off, you lose 4,000 gyms there, right? Is that going to harm them enough with this new increase? So that's the thing that I'm super curious about. And it would take a little bit of like math to figure that out. But
I do like your evaluation that they're trying to change the outside perception of CrossFit. There was another, there's a lot of people out there that saying that the level 2 thing's not a big deal. You should have your level 2 anyway. The part about that I'm struggling with, that I completely disagree with, is this is a low barrier to business entry. You're changing that. I think that's a mistake because we already know that most of the people coming in here are doing it because they're crazy passionate. And the other thing is we do an affiliate series here. People tell us all the time, I was a kinesiology major or I was a sports science major, and I learned more in those 2 days at my CrossFit at level 1 than I learned in my 4 years at blah, blah, blah. And these are strength and conditioning coaches, et cetera. And so it's interesting. Supposedly you get according to them, you get a $500 voucher to apply to your level 2. What if you already have your level 2? Do we have an answer to that? I'm assuming CrossFit will come out with an answer for that.
Then you're good to go, right? You have it.
Yeah, but then you don't get the benefit of that $500.
Oh, okay. But it's time to renew.
I wonder.
Renew. Interesting.
I couldn't imagine them being that petty on that. I'm sure they're just going to, whoever renews in 2024 at the new rate is going to have that to hold on to and use how they see fit for level 2 or up. I mean, surely.
Do you guys have your level 2s?
I actually don't.
I do, yeah.
And so now you're going to go do it. So now you're going to go do it.
I plan to anyway. I was a real big certification guy early on, and I very, very much believe in the CrossFit education system. I think it's second to none in the world. Absolutely. I've got the nutrition. I've got all the Castro taught my level 1. Like I've got Rob Wolf's nutrition. I've got the CrossFit football cert, mobility cert from K-Star. Like I have a lot of those under my belt. And when I had kids, though, I ended up in a split situation, and my weekends were tied up, and I was unwilling to give that up. So that's why I didn't continue pursuing further. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad move. I'm all about professionalism and coaching and pushing more professionalism in coaching. That didn't really bother me that much, even though I don't currently have my level 2.
Yeah, the first time I got my level 2 was actually just called the coach's prep course, and there was no test to it. And then when I had to renew, I went back and got my level 2. Were you going to say something? Sorry, I cut you off there.
No. Go ahead.
No, So here's the biggest difference, because I know, because you're under the school of thought, Sevan, that the L1 is good enough, right? Is that what you're leaning towards?
And that if people want to get their L2, I'm a huge proponent of the L2. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think that it should be mandatory to leave your gym open. I don't think that. But go ahead.
So here's the analogy. Like, bear with me. I was trying to think about it while we're doing here. So the L1 opens up your mind to the methodology and this whole entire lifestyle of the way to live, right? Mm-hmm. The L2 does that for your ability to manage and coach a class. So you're going to get the same epiphany of like, holy shit, look at all these tools I have, these strategies, look at how they distilled down how to coach. That's the L2. So I actually am in complete agreement with this, because in terms of walking back into my classroom and instantly becoming a better coach, the L2 is 100% that. You go away, and what they do is they really strip down. So they bring you in the same small groups, and they're going to say, all right, Sevan, you're going to teach deadlift, but you can't use any verbal or tactile cues. You can only do it by visual. And now it's going to say like, okay, we're going to isolate that. Are you good at that? Okay. Hey, you could only use visual. You can't or only use hearing. You could only talk. You can't touch them, and you can't move. Now coach this person through it. Right. So by breaking that down and making you teach through the different methods there, it helps you learn how to coach and manage a group tenfold better than before.
Dude, there's no doubt that every seminar at HQ that I've ever been to, amazing. L1, mind-boggling. L2, mind-boggling. But why? I hear you, Souza.
Yep.
Why do you think that it should be mandatory? Does that go back? Are you saying that you're a proponent? Yeah, tell me, why do you think it should be mandatory? I'm not arguing with anything you said. I'm just saying I don't think it should be mandatory.
If every class was ran the same way that the L2 is taught, it would be at the highest fucking level you could have it. And that would be your quality control. And that's what their attempt to do is here.
You have no excuse not to know how it's done. Get continuity. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. You're going to learn all your reps out on the floor, right? Josh is going to tell you that teaching your 10 first CrossFit classes on your own out on that gym floor is going to teach you a ton more than like any course will. But in my opinion, the best way to look at the class management, how to teach, the type of cues you use, the professionalism that is brought to you in the L1 is bringing it to you in the L2. But you could just take every single thing and just immediately apply it to your class. So for me, people that are opening up new gyms as we go into this second era of CrossFit here, let's call it, I think is definitely, it's a good call. I think it's a good call. The L2 is a good call.
Jeremy World, this dude is black as fuck. Darren Coughlin, the hillbilly, is 100%. This is completely off subject here, but Thomas Sowell said that black culture in the United States is derived from hillbilly culture. And so here we have two data points. If you put them together, see that, man, we have a sort of a Jeopardy moment. John George, as a previous affiliate owner, I'm surprised it's taken this long. I was always told affiliate fees were not all the same. I just asked. I heard gyms were paying $500. I was paying $3,000. I agree. I'm surprised it's taken this long. Also, I go back to the awareness that it's going to rattle the base. I think that everyone who's at the base, who's been grandfathered in all these years, should be rattled. I would be pissed. I'd feel a little bit.
Greg, this is the bottom line. Greg gave us all the tools, and he gave us amazing tools to use. But I think he would agree that the affiliates built the brand from the ground up, dude. It was the Craig Howards and the Dale Kings, and it was the ones that are the real blood and heart of this whole thing. And one thing I noticed from the inside, and listen, I was the smart kid in school. Okay. 32 ACT, valedictorian. I was not an athlete. All right. So I very much so love the academic side of CrossFit. It felt like while I was on the inside that they were trying to put the brain where all the organs should be. Like they took out the heart when Greg got pulled out, and then they tried to take a brain and just put it there. It's like the education department just fucking took over everything. And I think it was the best of what we had left because everything had been so gutted. Sevan's gone, everybody's gone. So that's cool. But like, I don't know. And I'm going to throw back to an analogy that Greg used. And he said that they thought they were buying Pirates of the Caribbean amusement park ride, and they were buying an actual fucking pirate ship. Well, what's the first step to make a profitable actual pirate ship? You got to get rid of the fucking pirates.
Wow. I hadn't heard that one. Look at that boy.
Hey,
quality over quantity. Barbell Spin. Yep, he told me that, Paulina. I'm not sure what you're talking. Spin said Don. Okay, yeah. So at the if you want to see three a fantastic interview, go over to the Barbell Spin. It was released a couple hours ago. Spin has 3 affiliate owners on there, great people, great different perspectives. And in that interview, Spin also offers up the fact that I wrote it down here. At 718, Don told Spin they broke even in 2022. I'm not sure what the implication of him, when Spin says that, I'm not sure what he's implying. He doesn't say, do you want to see that? Let me play that for you. That's a
yeah.
It's a very interesting part. I'm not sure why Spin purposely left it vague, but I'm not sure why Spin is sharing with us that Don told him that. Is the implication that they have to make more money? Is breaking even good? Is breaking even bad? Like what's the implication there? Okay, here we go. This podcast is live right now for anyone to go see after you're done watching this show. It's a great podcast. It's the best one I've seen so far on the subject. Okay, on the rate increases. Here we go.
It's just deferring costs that we have to do anyway.
Yeah. One of the things I was able to speak with Don Fall last night before this came out.
By the way, so that is interesting. He says he spoke to Don Fall last night before this came out, and I think a few other people did also. I did not. No contact from HQ, by the way, from me. I had no idea, no insider knowledge, nothing. Just strictly rumblings and rumors from way outside the heart of CrossFit. So it is interesting that they did decide to speak to several people before they released this. I would say of all the stuff that I've watched so far from people who had inside knowledge, this is the only piece that doesn't seem like propaganda.
Did mention that as of in 2022, CrossFit was actually break even financially, and that was one of the reasons why they are looking to do this, is to basically become financially more stable and make sure that they can actually be there to support the affiliates. Does that change your opinion of this increase?
Thoughts? What? So I guess Spin does say Don told him that because I guess breaking even is no good.
Where's the money going?
That's the question.
Where's the fucking money going, bro? Like, we have more than 10,000 affiliates, and the mean is probably higher than 2,000, right? Than my 20 mil. That's not including education revenue, T-shirt sales, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Who the fuck's getting the money?
Well, let me say something. Let's just say some things. Okay. They're doing the games, right? So that costs money.
That costs all the money.
That's got to be it.
They need a legal team to defend the brand. They need an affiliate team to onboard people.
Okay.
They do have to defend the brand, Souza. If they do,
but hold on. Can we categorize something?
Yeah.
Is the funding of the games, is that a necessary investment to helping affiliates?
I don't know, but that would open up a whole nother can of worms. I do think the open is very necessary to the brand value.
I didn't say the open. I said the games.
Okay, fair. But I'm specifically to Josh's question, where's the money going?
Right.
Like I don't think that they're like doing coke and flying around to
No, I don't think so either.
But here's the thing, and I've said this endlessly on my show. I don't think that they have a lot of workers, meaning they have menus and a kitchen, but they have no chefs. Like, we're not seeing product come out of there, and so we're just like, what the fuck? And so you want to see some
games.
Yeah, you want to see
gotta be games.
Hey, dude, 50% of the fucking DMs that actually aren't that actually say what they want. Everyone wants media. It's always been like that. It's been like that since 2018, since we threw away the media team. It's just a steady drumbeat. They want fucking media. I mean, that's why this show kills it. Not because
it was one of the most powerful things, man. Those videos that you pumped out, like, even every second counts, bro. Like, I have the original on DVD. Like, those things made us feel shit. They made us feel something. They hit us in the chest. And like, fuck, I want to be a part of this shit. Like, that's what the media does, because it puts it all on blast. Like, but you gotta know what you're shooting to put it out properly, you know?
Yeah.
Natalie Bates, hey guys, we saw the writing on the wall. We got Greg's blessing in 2022 and de-affiliated almost a year ago. Carlene Matthews, I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to save lives. We offer free CrossFit to those who. Carlene, good to see you here. Yeah, I agree. Patrick Clark, Carlene, you're amazing. Yeah, huge fan, Carlene. I actually just started following you a couple days ago. Vindicate. Halpin, my brother's a 10-year affiliate, probably won't renew. He was loyal to the brand. He doesn't need the name to continue exactly the same as he has been. Travis, I'd like to know how that turns out. I'm going to guess that the majority of people, 51% or more, who have decided already to not reaffiliate, will change their mind. Thoughts on that? Go ahead, Josh. Thoughts on that?
I haven't made a decision.
You have not made a decision.
I have not made a decision. I value. I don't have to until August, you know. And so I'm trying to be more grown up as I age and not be as reactive. So I'll tell you this: we're about 20 members down from where we were last year.
Why do you think that is?
I'm looking at it. I don't know. I think that I live in this existential world where, like, you just do the right thing for the right people at the right time, and then they just come in your doors. And that business model is always run perfectly. I also very much believe that whatever business you're looking at, the energy of it filters down from the top. And we have a different top now. So I don't know. And when it ultimately comes down to it with any business owner, it's on me. And I have to figure out, it's definitely my problem, no matter where the problem is coming from. It's nobody else's fault but my own. And I think it also might just be the natural role of things. As you get higher, the percentage swings get bigger. You know, Craig said that. And so I'm just trying to ride it out. But inflation's up for us too. You know what I'm saying? It's not just up for HQ.
Well, like, and let me say this also, but a lot of gyms have raised their rates. When's the last time you raised your rates, Souza?
We just did like a couple years ago.
Okay. Bear with me. Will you talk about that for 1 second? Bear with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the rate raise?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have to do it because at certain times, and Josh, you know this, like each year after year, if I pay $100 membership, and every single year my rent goes up by a certain percentage, my electricity bill goes up to a certain percentage, you're fine the first year. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Eats into the margin a little bit. Second year, it's like, oh, okay, it's a little bit more. By the third year, you're like, dude, we've felt like I've grown a little bit, but the revenue is stagnant or even feels like it's dropping off. And then at that point, you have to make the decision of, okay, we need to at least bring up the prices to cover these new expenses that are coming in. And here's the thing. I think if it's handled properly, like when we handled it with the members, we were like, hey, look, here's what we're doing. We actually added a morning class time that some people wanted. We already brought in some new equipment and different things like that. We made some investments into the way that the building looked. And then that way, when you actually do the price increase or when they see that come down the pipeline, you could point at and tangibly look at a few things that were added in value with that. So I think that that has to be taken into consideration, that if you're going to hike the price, then you have to be able to at least point at some sort of like
reflecting the value.
But it comes down to the fundamental question that you're asking, Josh, like where is the money going? And Sevan, the thing that I'm worried about is when I keep going back to the games here, if let's say 51 or 52 cents of every dollar that comes into CrossFit is spent on the games, around media production, around broadcast, around just anything that it takes to run that competition, then what ends up actually happening is the affiliates are funding their own demise. And that's what I'm worried about. And the reason why I stopped you and I said, hey, you're muted.
I don't see how that funds their own demise. First of all, I don't want to fall too far into the weeds on this, but I don't see how that funds their own demise. If you're saying that it would extract too much money out of them for the party.
Yes. And then what ends up happening is that
We
becomes,
don't even know if that's happening. We don't know if that's happening.
I'm gonna take a strong guess and say that that is taking up a large chunk of revenue. But here's the problem.
Mhm.
If that is not considered an investment into affiliates or training, that is just considered subsidizing the game so the games could live. If you were to detach every revenue dollar of training and affiliateship, and you did not allow that to pour into the games, would the game still exist as its own entity?
I would love to
Financially
know the answer to that question.
Financially speaking, that's right. So pause right there. So that's why I'm saying that if the answer to that is it cannot, then training and affiliates is actually subsidizing the games, and therefore not an investment. So every dollar shouldn't be moving towards a subsidy. It should be moving towards an investment. So that way, every dollar that is spent from the affiliate and training dollars are going back into trying to grow the training and grow the affiliateship.
Let me ask you this. The best mood that you've been in all year about CrossFit was when you were at the games.
Mm-hmm.
And that put you in a really good mood. You liked that.
I thought that it was a nice change. It felt like old school.
That's going to be hard. We know that this
Hey dude, hey, let me stop you real quick. It felt like that.
Industry report came out during the survey was going on during the games.
Yeah.
And so there's a psychological component there that I don't think it can be as black and white as you're saying. I don't think you can just be like, fuck the games, we're all better.
No, and I'm not saying that because
there's incredible value to the games.
I think there is too with the CrossFit name on it. My question just goes back to how does that look on a financial point of view? Because there's still a way to sever the revenue that's going into the games from training and affiliateship and to figure out how to produce it on its own somehow.
Well, so that's kind of funny. So what you're saying is it's a budgeting issue. I mean, I think, yeah. So you're saying maybe spend less money on the games, and I'm saying, hey, maybe get rid of people who don't actually do anything.
Well, yeah.
But
I also agree with that too, though.
let me read some other DMs that came in. Hey Sevan, I recently took over a 10-year affiliate. I've been working as a coach there for 9 years. We roughly have 40 members, and we're situated in Australia. There's no way we can afford this increase unless I raise members' fees up. However, my area is the most overpopulated area for CrossFit gyms. For gyms in Australia. Not CrossFit gyms, but every other gym similar to CrossFit, just within a 1 kilometer of our affiliate, is 8 functional fitness gyms. I just can't see the value in the increase apart from the name. We don't receive anything else for this money. I do, however, like the level 2 requirement. Over the next 6 months, I will be doing some hard thinking whether we stay affiliated or not.
I'll devil's advocate for HQ.
Okay.
So when I was working, the 3 years that like me and Dale and them spent as affiliate reps, our whole thing was actively trying to find ways to better serve the affiliates. So that was a very active, that was the whole gig. That was the whole gig. So I do believe that there are still lots of good hearts in the game. Like there's Nicole Carroll's and, Dave playing whatever long game or short game he's playing and whatever's going on. There are good people still in the game that really love CrossFit. And I think that our whole team was to increase the value of the affiliation fee, right? That's what we were trying to do. That's where you have the affiliate partner network. Now you have CAP that's included with your affiliation fee, et cetera, et cetera. So they are trying to up the value of the fee, but is it enough? Because really, what I loved about it? The search engine optimization. We were number 1 for fucking ever. All right, we're not anymore.
Well, you could fire all the country managers and in 1 year make enough media to make you guys number 1 again.
That's what I fucking
that
want.
whole program is a facade, by the way. It's a facade. It's a field.
They threw it on after Greg was out to try to.
It was there when Greg was there.
That's right. You're right.
Greg was opposed to it, but I was part of the team that pushed it through. It was a facade. I would take all that money and invest it in media.
Yeah.
YouTube. Let me. This is shifting gears a little bit, but Don did say they wanted to increase. They wanted there to be 30 million active CrossFitters worldwide. This guy writes, barrier of entry just doubled for anyone who wants to start a new gym. How does that help them reach more people? Now he is comparing apples and oranges. The presupposition there is more gyms means more CrossFitters. I don't know if I buy that, but it's worth noting. It's not stupid talk.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. If CrossFit HQ right now, from their point of view, if they're saying, hey, If we have a spread of 5 gyms and 2 out of those 5 gyms that people walk into just immediately turn them out for CrossFit, it's like a nightmare scenario, right? So if we could first shake out those 2 out of those 5 gyms, so now we got 3 solid gyms. Well, now they could justify to the board to invest a ton of money into media and marketing because they know that those people that they're now driving to the gyms are going to get a better experience due to the fact that they just tried to do the quality control with the L2 in the price to barrier to entry. Because if your product sucks, you don't want to just tell more people about your product. You want to first fix the product, then go tell people about it, right? Because if the product sucks and they do a massive drive, and this is I'm not saying this, I'm just walking through this example. If the product sucks and you do a massive drive to run people to that product, you're going to get way more negative referrals than you want. You're better off not saying anything. So if you first fix the product and then you go after the marketing piece of it, the media piece of it, let's hope they do, then you're going to run them to a better product. So now all those referrals will be positive.
Well said. You're making sense. I also want to say this. Some of you aren't going to like this one at all. We all know 100 affiliates who have benefited greatly when the affiliates in their area went out of business.
Yeah. The rich get richer. The rich get richer.
We all know 100 affiliates who the 2 gyms next to back and forth to them closed and they put on 50 members in a year. And we're like, yeah, whistling Dixie. So this isn't going to hurt everyone. Patrick Clark, if a gym has 100 members, a $12 increase in their monthly rate will cover the new fee. Here's the problem. Most of the gyms have probably done that 5 times in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I would not pass this affiliate fee on to my members. You got to take this.
You got to take it and try to just I do agree with grabbing more.
Why do you guys say that? You think it'd be bad? Why do you guys say that? You have to just take it. Go ahead, Josh. You go first.
I protect my members, man. I protect them for everything. Every product we carry in the front, it's not to make money on. It's because they like Fit Aid or they like Kill Cliff. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like Kill Cliff. No spot. Fit Aid, I love. Let's get you a Fit Aid sponsorship. But it's always been about the members. It's always been for the members. Like there are things that we absorb. Like I take really, really good care of my coaches, but every price increase that my coaches get is a little bit less than I'm taking home. But when you take care of this business has always been about taking care of your people. That's what it's always been about. And that's why I grandfather my people. My whole shtick is like, I'm not going to forget the ones that fed me when I was hungriest, and I'm not, and I will go out of business grandfathering my OGs in. And not that I'm opposed to price hikes.
Is this emotional, Souza? What is this smart business decision or is it emotional? Why won't you pass it? Why won't you pass it on to your members?
Number one, it's not significant enough for the size of my gym and membership and revenue to do that to the members, because I am going to play the little bit of the emotional side with what Josh said. I do think it's emotional. I think all the gym owners, because we have such that relationship with our members, do protect them from stuff like this. So when we're talking about a year-over-year increase and just the cost of doing business being 3% one year, 3% the next year, 3%, at some point, Josh and I had this discussion when you jumped out for a second. And at some point, you just have to look at it and say, hey, in order for us to stay alive, guys, I need your help with this. And the members usually show up and go, cool, it took you long enough. We'll easily pay another $10 or $12 because we want you to be here. So if you do that with something in what I consider now, granted, I'm going from 3,000 to 4,500. So it's not a huge jump for me personally. But I wouldn't look at that and then just say, okay, I'm just going to immediately pass this cost on to my members. That's kind of when, like I said, you just kind of take it in the chin.
Yeah.
This came from an affiliate. One thing for sure, every affiliate owner should have their level 2 at minimum. I'm not mad about the price increase. Still worth it to use the methodology, how I think is best for my community. I'll be interested to see if they do what they say they're going to do with the money. What did they say what they're going to do with the money?
They talk in circles, man.
I was going to say, I hate to say that, but everything I've read so far has not said anything.
It's very vague. That when they told us that they were no longer going to continue our position, they're like, well, we're looking at all these other things that we could do with you guys. And I'm like, okay, what's actually happening? Like Dale King spoke up. He's like, are we getting shit canned or not? This is very confusing. Like what's happening? And that's that corporate speak, man, where they just like kind of talk in circles, and that it's hard. It's impossible to follow because there's nowhere to follow it to. It's a circle. Like
this stuff is frustrating. I'm going to show you. I want to read this to you. I think this is behind I think this is it says about the changes. And this is the first 4 paragraphs. I'll read it to you. Thank you for being a part of the CrossFit affiliate community. Affiliates are and will always be the lifeblood of CrossFit, and we have immense gratitude for your continued commitment. Like, that paragraph's not needed in this.
Yeah.
We previously shared our goal of growing to 30 million members by 2030. To do that, we need to innovate and reinvest in the business to ensure we're attracting more people to CrossFit, driving a greater number of leads into the gyms, and protecting and preserving the brand in multiple ways. That no one believes you. No one. You did not say anything. Now it's getting to be offensive.
Right.
Now these are hardworking people, and now you've taken 2 paragraphs and you haven't said anything.
Yeah.
Third paragraph. Despite inflation and higher costs, which have risen by an average of 74%, that could have been said way shorter. CrossFit has not raised the price in 11 years. We now going for some sort of weird emotional appeal.
Yeah.
In order to sustain healthy business and invest in resources to achieve our goals, we need to increase affiliation fee over here. They have not said anything. So when people are writing to me, are they going to say what they say they're going to do? Of course they are. They're not. They don't say anything. This is Facebook talk.
Mhm.
This is the part that's weird.
Mhm.
All of this shit is weird. Why not just say, hey guys, why not? If they were really doing what you say you think they're doing, Souza, why wouldn't they just say that?
I have no idea. And that's the
Right.
continued mistake that HQ seems to make, is that there's a lot of fluff, and they just need to give it to us straight, man.
Listen to this
Yeah.
next line.
And
We
break
did
it
not take
down.
the idea of an increase lightly. This is like the parent who tells you this hurts me more than it hurts you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dude,
Exactly.
nobody has time for this.
No, it's a frustrating.
This is hurting your cause. Stop talking to the fucking affiliates.
Bro, the last line where they're like, we're laser focused till 2024 and beyond. My kid's been watching a lot of Toy Story, and it's like some Buzz Lightyear shit, man. I'm like, laser focused and beyond. I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
Rory Marlowe, affiliate owner, they could lose 3,000 affiliates, still end up plus $15 million, 10,000 affiliates times 1,500.
There you go. And that's only a 1,500 increase. Some that are going from 500 to 4,500, or 2,000 to 4,500, or 1,000 to 4,500.
And so this is the propaganda again. Sorry, Halpin, but you're good on the propaganda. If your small business can't handle $125 a month increase after 11 years at the same rate, how small is your small business, and should CrossFit continue to cater to that? I guess that's fair. That's not as propaganda as I thought. But there's this like, it's on you. Let me play this to you. This is the only piece of content I've found that's come out of HQ. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but regarding the this is a little long, but regarding the rate increases, this is the only piece I've seen so far from HQ that's video, that's talking, besides the people that they've kind of asked to do propaganda for them. This is from CrossFit Affiliate Midwest.
Andrew Charlesworth.
Okay, so this guy does work for CrossFit HQ, right?
Yep.
Okay, so here we go. This is it. Here we go.
Hey everyone. I've like recorded this 6 times now, and maybe the 7th time is the charm. I care about the Midwest affiliate owners so much that I don't want to come off as a computer or somebody just sending you an automated email. That's why face-to-face as much as you can through a screen. The affiliate fee went up to $4,500. It's not charged for the monthly. You know, it used to be a 20% upcharge to do monthly. That's no longer. That's the facts. I've gotten emails. Is it going to 10 grand? Is it going?
Okay.
Just chill.
So let's just say that. Let's give it a little. That's an interesting thing. So if you used to pay monthly, I guess you paid an extra 20% on top of the 3,000, which would be an extra, which mean your fee 3,900 a year.
35, right?
Oh, okay, maybe, yeah, 35. So okay, so for those people, it's only $1,000 increase. Okay, here we go.
I hope you guys realize that I care so much about you guys and what your happiness looks like. And if
Houston, we have a fucking problem.
this makes you unhappy, I want to empathize with you, and I want to talk to you.
You want to empathize with us, or you are empathizing with us? What's going on here, people?
So if you're not getting on my calendar to maybe have a conversation with me, or you've never met me, do that. Let's change the world together, right?
Now we've pivoted to get on my calendar and let's change the world together.
Send angry emails or angry comments, XYZ. Like, that might feel good in the moment, but you know what feels really good is like human connection.
So now if you're angry, he's saying don't get angry. Move to human connection. This is fucking pretty wild.
an affiliate owner. If the $1,500 that came with the increase was such a crushing blow, then I want to have a conversation with you about how can we change that? Maybe some concepts, maybe some practices.
Okay. Okay. I'm with you. Now we got something.
Maybe you're like, hey, I really didn't want to have an affiliate. It was just a hobby.
That gets a little tough. Wow. Did you hear that? Maybe I didn't really want to have an affiliate.
It leaks out. It's just a hobby.
Wow. So if you don't pay the $1,500, you really didn't want to have one anyway.
If you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Yeah. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Here we go. Oh shit.
We want to raise the tide of what it feels like to walk into a CrossFit affiliate. We want to up people's education.
So now he's equating pay the $1,500 and that will up your affiliate members' experience when they walk in.
That's what you asked specifically from us.
You asked specifically from us to up the customer's experience. And so how we're going to do that is we're going to charge you $1,500 more and make you take the L2. This is some crazy shit right here.
That's bad, dude.
So we're on the path to do that.
We're on the path.
The main focus I want you to take away is if you're pissed, I get it. But if you don't utilize me and get on my calendar, come to the Tuesday calls where all we do is talk about best business practices. I mean, you do that and you're going to get the value. All right. I love you guys. I'm trying my best to kind of stay off of the social media as much as I can. So send me an email.
Wait,
but
you're staying off of social media, but you're the only voice from HQ that we have. Holy fuck.
In the little Linktree thingy is my calendar. All right. I take meetings Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 3:30.
Okay. So that's kind of the I guess that you'd say that's the official word coming out of HQ right there. Thoughts? Go ahead, Josh.
It kind of sounds like he's like, listen, I'm worth it. I know Andrew, and I'm not going to bash my guy. He's at CrossFit 2 up the street. But it very much toward the end sounded like I'm worth the $1,500.
That's exactly what he said. That's not what it sounded like. He said,
"Call me because you'll see that I'm." And
yes,
I don't know.
And hey, even if he didn't mean it,
now a little narcissistic to me.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to guess he didn't mean it, and it's a word salad. He was a little nervous.
100%.
I want to cut him a little bit of slack. But dude, now is not there's a street fight going on, and you just fucking walked out there and are the only
right in the middle, bro. Like, let them give you some cover fire first. You know, I respect him for jumping out there to like at least speak to his people, though. You know what I'm saying? He feels a responsibility to the Midwest affiliates. So especially since he's the only one, like because he's the only one, I almost respect it.
Yeah,
in a way, you know, because at least he's saying something to him. You know, because apparently none of the other affiliate reps have, or anyone really. So I'll at least give him that.
Let me read a couple more. If affiliate fees are used for, do you want to say anything about it? What that video we just watched, Souza?
It's gonna sound weird, but I get a similar vibe when Dave does his weekend review lately.
Oh shit! Okay.
Not in the sense of the talk or that type of hyperbole that guy was using, or just that corporate speak, but in the sense of that everybody that's working there that's forward facing is trying to say something and they're trying to hold it together. But I don't think A, they might necessarily agree with the decisions, or B, even know the whole entire plan.
Okay.
Like trying to stay face, trying to do something, but just they don't even, you know, who knows what they know or what they don't know.
Right. That was I know that guy's responsible, I guess. What's his job, Josh? He's responsible for.
He's an affiliate rep.
Okay.
He replaced me and Dale.
Oh, Dale, you and Dale King, that guy did.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sevan, I thought I'd give my 2 cents. This is complete bullshit in my opinion. I've been an affiliate for almost 15 years. Not one time have I received anything from HQ that helps me gain a member. I've defended most of the CrossFit name thousands of times against CrossFit hurts people, and CrossFit never seemed to give a shit about this conception people have. It's one thing to raise price for new affiliates, but it seems like a desperate act for financial gain to put an unjustified tax on CrossFit's frontline soldiers. They don't need to raise this despite inflation. It costs them nothing to add another affiliate. They've been in the office. I've been in the fucking trenches actually teaching this shit and changing people's lives. And I realized a long time ago, I didn't need the CrossFit name to do this, but I stayed loyal anyways, because that's the type of person I am. Greg Glassman is the man. I love that guy. And he was the main reason I stayed loyal. These snowflakes pushed him out, and they might be pushing me out. This has nothing to do with the money. I can completely afford to pay the additional charge, but principle means a lot to me. I have a lot to think about, but at the moment, I think I'll be de-affiliating. Much love. Appreciate everything you do. This is, I'll tell you this. This is the largest gym in the world. I've never seen a larger gym than this gym, that owner. Not more members and not larger space.
And that's it, right? And
do with it.
It's not a financial issue for me either. It is a principle thing.
If I were, remember we talked about the pruning the tree analogy. If I wanted to move the company in a certain direction that would allow me to have more control, I don't know if that's corporate stores, I don't know if that's franchise, I don't know, I don't know what that looks like. But if I were going to do that, I'd first want to shake the tree, and I'd want to get rid of all the people that would push back against me early before I made those decisions. So those larger gyms that are saying, F you, I'm out, this is based on principle, and they're going back to like talking about why they got into it for Greg, CrossFit might be looking at those people and saying like, okay, they're never going to go with like a franchise or a different type of model anyways. So let's just do this as a shakeout and let them go. And that way the gyms that are still there might get on board with our potential plans in the future.
Get rid of the pirates.
Oh, back to the metaphor. Good. Okay, let me read this one to you. I personally love the increase. This is from an affiliate. I'd honestly pay $6,000 if it was needed. I want HQ to have all the resources it needs to make this methodology shines, and in turn has zero excuses if it doesn't. So this person is saying, let's completely support HQ. And pardon me, I believe in this philosophy. When people work for you, you should support them completely before you fire them. So he's saying, okay, I agree. They haven't raised the prices in 11 years. They don't even have the fucking resources to succeed. Let's give them, let's pay more money and give them the resources to succeed. Let me ask you this. I buy that logic. And if that's true, I don't think they raise the rates enough.
That could be another point. I don't know. Maybe they found a happy medium. Again, I bet you that a lot of the math of like who is going to leave, how much we're going to gain, what's the difference in between probably had to do with their price point decision. At least I hope, as they analyze the framework of it.
I sincerely hope they're not comparing like our sale value to other like Planet Fitness or Globo style gyms that are based upon members that don't come. Because CrossFit gyms are based on members that do come, and there honestly aren't a lot of models like that. Maybe yoga, some of those studio stuff. So I hope they at least have the foresight to do that. Because if they're trying to price us out, I think to open a Planet Fitness, you have to have 500K liquid, for example, just in case, So if they're comparing us in any way, shape, or form to the rest of the fitness industry, and they're not choosing the right ones, that could be very problematic.
I think we always have to err on the fact that a lot of people pulling the strings these days don't know what they actually have. In that interview that Brian Spin did earlier today, I highly encourage you to listen to Rebecca Fuslier's take on it. At a 30-40 in there, she talks about some really good shit. You should all go over there after this is over and go over to the Barbell Spin and listen to Brian Spin's interview with the 3 affiliate owners. Stephen Flores, can affiliate fees be based off the size and population of the city? It seems unfair when small gyms have the same fees as bigger cities. I completely disagree, but what do you guys think?
I feel logistically that'd be impossible almost, but it is hard though. Like I'm in Oakland County, which is a pretty affluent county in Michigan, and Dale, the average annual the housing rates where he lives are like 28K or some shit. Because it's Portsmouth, Ohio, you know what I'm saying? And he's down there crushing it. So that's hard. That's a hard problem to solve. Because then you get how do you do affiliate reporting? Because you can't just base it on the city because there's different parts of the city,
It's
Like,
even if you could do it, I don't think it's smart. I don't think you should have different fees really for different countries either. But Souza, honestly, Mike, Pool Boy, honestly, I love my level 2 seminar far more than my level 1.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like your level 2 more than your level 1?
I did, yeah.
You did too.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like you leave there, you're like fired up to coach the class, and you could go right back and implement all these strategies into it immediately. Like it's just a very like the L1 is like getting your book smart. The L2 is like cutting your chops in the street.
Sevan, what do we do for box owners who don't coach but employ coaches? I'm not sure I understand the question.
What do we do with box owners who don't coach but employ? I don't understand that.
I'm just a normal man receiving texts from my wife live during the show that I forgot to flush the toilet. People, Wad Zombie, people would have no problem paying this increase if they had faith in HQ to make good decisions. Here's the thing. I really think this goes back to slapping people. I think people are just like, fuck, man. I've been doing this for 5 years.
We grew accustomed to the way Greg did things.
Yeah.
You know, and he just for as long as CrossFit's been, we've been grandfathered in, you know.
And this was low barrier of entry. We're a media company. We'll never raise your rates. Now we have 3 things going on. We're not a media company. We're raising the barrier of entry. So it's 3 shifts at once. I'm not saying they're good or bad. We'll not have a media is just a complete. I mean, yeah, that's good for me, but it's bad for them. Brett Bauer. Sevi, we have 4 coaches and already committed to giving them $750 towards their L2 in 2024, which would also mean a pay raise. $1,500 is a lot to add for a 2-year affiliate, considering the plan. David Attaway, a 10-year affiliate that's coming April, not how I wanted to celebrate. Yeah, man, this is just a psychological blow. Oh, wanna love. So what if your coaches already have level 1 and level 2? What's the value? So what is the gain? Everyone is suffering from inflation. Members won't go for higher fees. It's not cheap to begin with. Look at this. Hillbilly's right again. Jeez. And they laid off 30% of the staff in the. Why is that blinking like that?
I don't know, but like it was given like the beep, beep, beep thing too. That was weird.
And they laid off 30% of the staff in the last 7 months.
What is happening?
I don't know if that's true. I don't know what's going on either. We've been hijacked.
Weird.
All right, guys. Great discussion, Josh. Any final words, guys? Everyone should just hang. My advice is this: hang tight, process,
hang tight, man.
Chill, deep breaths. All the pundits, people like me, thrive in this situation because it's just more content for us. Take it all with a fucking huge grain of salt. Reach out to HQ. Take Andrew's advice and make an appointment with him. Reach out. Do the thing. That didn't sound sincere. Reach out, touch base with them, get the face-to-face, hear it from the horse's mouth. We'll do another one of these probably soon, maybe even tomorrow, where we get together and process this. Any final words, Josh?
I'm with you. Just ride it out, man. Try not to react. Do what's best for your business. Do what's best for your people, and you're always going to come out on top. And if they're making us doing a little bit better and you weren't already, then that's not a bad thing as far as the level 2 action goes.
The people claiming the 11 years haven't been there 11 years. I don't know what you mean by that, but I really apologize for this whole blinky thing. I don't know what's going on.
Bring it up on my end.
Souza, any final words?
I just want to. I don't know what's happening there. Yeah, I think for HQ, if anybody from HQ is watching this right now, I think you guys need to just really become more genuine with your messaging and just say what's happening, because for a lot of the affiliate owners that are questioning where their money is going right now, if there was some sort of game plan or value add that we could tangibly see very soon, I think that would help a lot of people process and stay to know that this is going to a positive change and it's not just going to be more of the same old. And to all the affiliate owners out there, I just think space is going to be your best friend from any decision, especially something as big as like de-affiliating or not de-affiliating. This isn't a decision that should be rushed or emotionally driven. So I just think if you just take a step back, give yourself some time to process it, let's see what's going to come out of HQ, and then be able to adjust from there.
Let me finish with two things. 9 degrees. This is CrossFit Degrees HQ. I'm just gonna read it to you without it being up there.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, I can't even stop it.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, HQ can eat steak dinner on my 4,500. I would pay way more. I don't care how they spend it. The name itself is worth it. Fair assessment. My advice to HQ is way less pronouns, way less adjectives, way less verbs, just nouns. Just use fucking nouns. Like no one knows what you're saying. Like point at stuff. We're gonna make this. We're gonna make 6 videos. We're gonna have a video published every single day. We're gonna bring the journal back. Point at actual things. The fluffy stuff is makes you easy target for just nonsense. All right, love you guys. Josh Honeycutt, thank you for coming on. I wish I could
Love you, bro.
Here, let me see. Oh, you got it.
New Species CrossFit, Matthew Souza, CrossFit Livermore. Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning. We have Greg Hammond on from C2. Love you guys. Bye-bye.